Hello, good morning, you guys. I know that it's real early. It's like 5:40 here, and I know it's probably going to be 6:40 somewhere else. But everybody's supposed to be up. I'm eating a nectarine, so I was supposed to get on last night. I ended up not getting on. I was about to get on. I went and exercised and I got stressed out and I just went to sleep. um, let's see. I'm gonna let y'all start getting on. And those who are not up this early, because some people just went to sleep because they like to lurk over in the middle of the night. Some people work at night, some people just lurk doing evil over in the middle of the night, right? Hey Dub JJ. And then some people are just getting off of work, those that work real jobs. Some people are just getting up for work, and some people just, you know. Hey Nene, hey Dennis. How is everybody doing? Um, those babies must be sleeping. Don't listen. They was just up barking. They woke me up early. They want to go out and use the restroom. They be wanting their pads changed. That's number one. They go crazy barking if those pads are wet. They don't like for their pads to be wet. So I have to change their pads. Let them out, and then give them a little something to eat. Now they sleep. Okay. I wanted to talk about, they've identified the young lady who swatted young Scooter and Cornelius Smith court date. Okay. Cornelius Smith has an upcoming court date. I do believe that other people are going to be named. Okay. Nobody has told me that. I just have a feeling that it's going to happen. Okay. Dennis says, I heard that 911 call this morning. It sounds like she had some things against someone. She might have been dating one of them, probably thought that they had some girls up in there. One of them may have curved her. You never know. But now she's trying to say some more stuff. Hold on one second. You all make sure y'all hit the like button, okay? I hate that this happened. It says the woman who made the 911 swatting call that led to rapper Young Scooter's death has been identified as Baddies cast member Demi Blanco. Blanco went live on Instagram Tuesday after several influencers identified her as the person who placed the 911 call that sent SWAT members to Young Scooter's home on March the 28th. Blanco allegedly called 911 saying 7 men ran a sex trafficking ring out of a home in southeast Atlanta. She claimed that a woman was being beaten bloody outside and dragged inside the house. When police knocked on the door, the aspiring rapper ran from the house and jumped over fences, resulting in a serious leg injury that led to his death. Now Blanco claims she is being treated unfairly by social media users angry over Scooter's death because they didn't know the whole story, whole side of the story. Demi claims she called 911 to protect herself, indicating that she was the woman being beaten. Atlanta Police Department offered a $5,000 reward for the information leading to Blanco's capture. Since Blanco made a swatting call to 911, the Georgia Bureau of Investigations was called in to assist APD in catching her. In a twist in the case, young rapper Young Thug claimed he saw the autopsy report and Scooter, whom he referred to as Street, was shot. Thug is blaming APD gang investigator Marissa Varverido for allegedly covering up the details of Scooter's death. The biggest liar in the DA office, he tweeted on Tuesday. The medical examiner's office released a statement on Tuesday denying the rumor that Scooter was shot. The report stated young Scooter cut his leg on a wooden fence. The injury severed his femoral artery, the main artery in the leg, and he bled out. Let's see.
I knew that I wasn't in good health. Then one day I went to get my blood work done and the results were not good. I was potentially going to take time away from me with my children. I did try a GLP-1 once before, but there was no support. Mochi taught me I was capable of living a healthy life. I'm just really happy that my kids.
I guess we got to wait on the commercial. Hey, for my girls. Hey, Shan. Hey, Jacqueline. Dennis.
There's a reaction for every action. This is part A. You guys didn't have part A. You guys only had part B. And the narrative, it looks like I was trying to set this man up because you guys don't have part B. I'm giving you part B. I'm giving you what led up to the call. I was physically abused, so I called to protect myself. That's the issue. That's part A. I never had any intentions to get anybody hurt. I was the one that was getting hurt. And I came here to say my truth. That's it. That's all. I don't want no clout. I don't want anything. All these troll pages. Y'all don't know me. None of y'all know me at all. At the end of the day, I'm a woman. And I was physically abused multiple times.
So now she's trying to say that she was the girl that was being trafficked and all of that. Is that what she's saying? She sounds like she's mentally ill. Now she's an aspiring rapper. Regardless, she's gonna face some charges because it seems that she made a false call. Yeah. Part C, you going? He said, "Part C, you going to prison." Yeah, it sounds like something is wrong. Now, I don't know if she was having a relationship with one of them and she was mad. She thought, somebody was in the house, other girls, or she had just got cussed out or something like that. You at this point, nobody knows. I'm sure it's going to come out what made her make that call. We do know that something is wrong with her, but she definitely going to do some time. Now, they're saying Young Thug was saying that Scooter was shot. How he know? How Young Thug know what he was? So I think Young Thug need to if he don't know that to be a fact, I think out of all people, Young Thug probably needs to stay up under that rock. Okay. She said she nasty. If she was the one being hurt and bleeding, why wasn't she? Right. When the cops got there, why wasn't she there? Why was she way in another county or whatever? So, I mean, that within itself is just, I don't know. It's a cold game. Okay. It's a cold game. The way that she did it was just not right. Um, I'm sure she didn't expect for this to happen, but it did happen. These are the results of stuff. These are the results of things that happens, or things that could happen when people do stuff like this. I think that's why, I don't know. She sounds like she's emotionally unstable. Like she's emotionally messed up. Um, how she knew where? That's what I'm saying. She knew where he lived at. Um, all of that. So I'm sure it was something going on. Maybe it was they was messing around, and it's obvious she was mad about something. It's so sad that oftentimes women will do stuff like this when they're emotionally unstable, when they're lunatics. I don't know if she felt like calling them. She got mad at him, and why they slammed the door in the police face. Hey, they could have been scared. You open the door, you got the SWAT team out there like that. I mean, they slammed the door. That hey, it probably just scared them, but then they ran. We don't know what was in the house. She may have known what was in the house and was trying to get them busted. That's a scenario, okay? They could have just genuinely been fearful, and what the hell is going on, and ran. I wish that they would not have. But hey, I don't necessarily believe that he was shot. I don't. But now she's saying that why did it take her so long to come forward? She was the victim of this, right? If she's saying that it was her and she was the victim of this situation, why didn't she come forward? So, hey, I'm looking forward to her being arrested, because folks like her need to be off the street. She's saying she's giving part B of the situation. Hell, nobody gives a damn about what she got to say at this point, because you got a young man that was it was his birthday, so she probably was mad that he wasn't letting her party with them on his birthday. You see what I mean? I think it was probably some type of relationship that was going on, but she was more into it than him. It was his birthday. He wasn't fooling with her. She mad. Okay. Um, Hold on, you guys. I wanna Lord Jesus, she looked like something. Lord. Mm, 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 mm. So she in jail? They got her? Where's the audio at?
Every action. This is part A. You guys didn't have part A. You guys only have part B. And the narrative, it looks like I was trying to set this man up because you guys don't have part B. I'm giving you part B. I'm giving you what led up to the call. I was physically abused, so I called to protect myself. That's the issue. That's part A. I never had any intentions to get anybody hurt. I was the one that was getting hurt. And I came here to say my truth. That's it. That's all. I don't want no clout. I don't want anything. All these troll pages.
I was looking for that 911 call, but hey, they're saying that she has been arrested. Her name is Demetria Spencer. Let's see. Hold on, let's see. Y'all, she up in there. Well, no, I don't know. No, that's another Demetria Spencer. That was from 1995. Um, um, I don't see where she's been arrested. But they're saying that she's in jail. Allegedly, they were supposed to be having a threesome, and she pretended like she was asleep. She woke up and caught her dude and the girl getting it on, and this is what she did to get back at him. Oh my. So which one was her dude? Was it the young Scooter? Was it young Scooter? I think she's definitely gonna face negligent death charges because APD don't want it on them. They definitely gonna charge her to the fullest. So I mean, it's messed up. It is. It's messed up the way that this happened. I hate this. Okay, so it is saying that she was taken into custody. You guys, thank you for whoever said that because I looked right over it. Okay, she was taken into custody. It says on April 1st, 31-year-old Demetria Spence was taken into custody by the Atlanta Police Department and charged with transmitting false public alarm under 0 CGA 161028 subsection D2 if serious bodily harm or death results from the response of a public safety agency. Ms. Spence was arrested for her involvement in making a false 911 call regarding a person injured, deceased incident that occurred at 273 William Nye Drive Southeast. Okay. Hold on, guys. I mean, it was a nice neighborhood. This is his house right here. This is the house. It's probably his car. These are probably his cars too. I mean, the house is really nice. So I guess they ran out the back trying to jump these fence. This was taken in 2023, so he may have been living there even then. Oh, my head's stuffy. So, hold on one second. I'm looking for something. don't see where she's booked, y'all. Hold on, let me see. Okay, I see it now. She's booked. They're just not showing a picture. Okay, her friend was telling everything on Clubhouse. Her friend said she wasn't going to say anyone's name. Allegedly, they were supposed to be having a threesome. Okay. Oh, wow. If she didn't want to have the threesome, she just should have said it. I don't want to have no threesome. She should have just said it. She should have just told her boyfriend, I don't want to have no threesome. And I wish a bitch would. Okay. I don't want to have no threesome, Negro, and you ain't having now neither. Okay. Or else it's over. But unfortunately, a lot of women don't know how to do that. They feel like that they, have to go along to get along when they want to be. I wouldn't even want to be in a relationship where I was scared to tell a dude that I was with, bitch, you can't have no motherfucking threesome or else it's over. And I ain't having one either. It's some things that people out of respect, if they know how you feel, they don't fix their mouth to say, or they know better than to say. Okay. As far as a threesome, no man that I was ever with would ever ask me for a threesome because they would know better. Okay. But unfortunately, these young women don't, I don't know, when you want something that bad where you're too afraid to express anything, that means that it's not for you. You scared that person gonna walk away, that means that person is not, that's not the person for you. But I mean, she's 30 something years old, so she's at an age now where they're supposed to start learning in their 30s. You've had you've had quite a bit of experience. Your brain is supposed to be maturing a whole lot more. Okay. And it's sad, okay? It really is. Because I hear young ladies say all the time now, it's so sad. Well, if I don't do it, he'll go find somebody else to do it. Now, if he loves you, if you don't want to do it, he'll respect you, and he'll dead that conversation and not go do it with another woman. Now, I love my girl. She ain't into that. I'm done with that. She ain't comfortable with it. But a lot of young ladies don't know that because they are not being taught that. It's all things, anything go, which is sad. They don't even know. I don't mean no harm. They don't even know when these dudes are suspects. They think that it's normal to be sticking a dildo up a man's ass. They don't know that he don't. And I'm just saying, I'm not on one this morning. I'm just trying to tell the truth. They don't even know that. Don't know man that's straight want no woman tampering with his ass. But a lot of women, a lot of these young girls don't know that. They used to have these Facebook groups. I kid you not. I used to lurk in them all the time. And I was looking at somebody posted, is it gay if your man wants you to put on a strap on? Don't y'all know a lot of those young girls, about almost 100% of them said it's not. No, it's okay if me, okay, it's okay if me as his woman do it. My point is, a lot of these young women are not being taught. Now, what she was supposed to do is, if that was her man, and she woke up and he was getting it on with another woman, she should have just went on, left that alone. But she in her damn 30s. So now what has happened is she has gotten a whole lot of stuff going. Okay. But what I can't understand is how people are madder at the police than they are at this girl. Why? Why are people madder at the police than they are at the girl that did this? People want to find a reason because they hate the police so much. They want to find a reason to be mad at the police, okay? Heavenly said she was so-called dating one of Scooter's friends. When there's the dispatcher, somebody was saying, the dispatcher didn't question her. It's not the dispatchers. Listen, when somebody called in to 911, it's not the dispatcher's job to investigate nothing. They're not investigators. They are dispatchers. So they're supposed to take the call and get as much detail as they can get to get the police to the location. Okay? That's all the dispatcher. Dispatcher did nothing wrong. It's not the dispatcher's job to determine if somebody is lying. You call in, you got a claim, they don't investigate it. They're supposed to immediately get on the radio and get as much information as they can about the crime to get while they're directing the officers to the location. That's it. So it's not the dispatcher's fault. It's not the officer's fault. This girl falsely called him out the hell. I mean, I know people hate the police, but they're not psychic hell. How was they supposed to know that she was telling a damn lie? Heavenly says they're saying that they didn't take him from the scene for 30 to 45 minutes. Were they wrong for that? Because it seemed like to me that the ambulance was supposed to be dispatched out there immediately when they saw that he was injured, when they saw blood. So, oh God. Anyways, rest in peace to Scooter. I hate that. None of this, this was his birthday. I hate that. Okay. Came into the world on his birthday and left on his birthday. It's so sad. You all make sure y'all hit the like button for me. If you haven't hit the like button, please do hit the like button. He probably already had bled out of they didn't leave right off. He probably had bled out if they didn't leave right off. She's arrested and in jail awaiting her first appearance. Hey, Ashley. Anyways, you guys, like I said, this is sad. They're saying Young Thug said he was shot. How he know? He must have shot him. Y'all know how I am. I'm not really content with Young Thug being out. knowing all those heinous crimes that Young Thug had done. It's something when people and he sure did it. Yeah. But of course, a lot of people like Thug. A lot of people love to see celebrities. They want to see them beat the system. It's regardless to all of the people that they, families that they hurt, some of them. And Young Thug did quite a bit of stuff. Young Thug did every bit of what they said he did. And he was as vicious as they said that he was, because he had a point to prove. Young Thug had a point to prove because he felt like people, thank you, Heavenly, he felt like people didn't take him seriously because he was kissing men and had on dresses. So he felt like he needed to be as vicious as he needed to be to get respect. I've said that from the very beginning. Okay. Anyways, I want to move on, and we're going to come back to this. I want to move on to Cornelius Smith is going to court. I believe it's next week. I wonder if it's going to be rescheduled. I wonder if it's going to be rescheduled, because there's a security issue with Cornelius. Hold on, y'all. Let me see something. There's a security Cornelius raised a real high security risk. I do know this. They don't want him in that jail. They don't want him. Hold on. Y'all hit the like button for me. Please like, share, and subscribe. I be sleeping up under the area. My head stopped up. Jacqueline Young Thug did every bit of what they said he did. Whatever the guy name is that was playing crazy in court, I hope it don't backfire on him, because he was scared of Thug in them, and he was telling the police. So he wanted to save his street credibility, and he feared for his life, so he didn't want to get up there on the stand and admit and tell on Thug them. But he was going to the police on Thug and them because he was scared Woody. I hope it don't backfire on him. I hope they don't get to thinking about F that nigga, F him. He was telling on us, and then they turn around later on and take him out. Yeah, Cornelius got a lot going on with him. I do know they don't want Cornelius in that jail. So I'm trying to figure out how that's going to work out. Because usually, I don't think it's going to happen with Cornelius. Usually when they have to go to court, they have to stay overnight at the Shelby County jail. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think they want them to know where Cornelius really is, which is a good thing. So he can't come up in there they'll probably lead him in the back, though. He can't have the facility that he's at. He can't have those officers to escort him in, because then people will know where he's at, right? Maybe the FBI will escort him in, okay? because I mean, the FBI was in the courtroom when Straight Drop was on trial. They was the cameras just was not on them. Yeah, they have to protect Cornbread, but I think I think it's gonna be some, Cornelius is going to court. He's supposed to be sentenced. Okay. Now, let me just say this: I wouldn't be surprised. They have to get that worked out because from my understanding, he's I'm not gonna say that because I'm not gonna say that because it's really trifling how vloggers have been really just looking for him. It was a vlogger gonna go to jail too because I think. Well, that don't matter either. I'm not gonna say anything about that either. I can't keep giving these vloggers a heads up. Okay, it's time for them to start going to jail. What's up, Magnane Vase? Said Govan said he not taking that 40 plus deal. I think they offered Govan 20. I think that's what they offered him. It was either 20 or 25. But if he go to trial, he gonna get 40 plus. I don't see that happening. I really don't see Govan going to trial. I don't see that happening. If it happens, I'd be really surprised. 25 better than 40. If he because Govan is in his 40s. He might be in his mid 40s. I don't really know how old he is. He might be in his mid 40s. If he took 20, he'd still be a young man when he got out. Thank you, Magname Mace. Good morning. He'd be 60 something. Is more names? Is more names gonna come up? I think so. I do. Hold on, yeah. I don't know why I sleep up under the fan and the air. Y'all hit the like button for me, okay? Hold on, y'all. Y'all hit the like button. It's 60 people in here, only 30 likes. So, I mean, it's more names gonna come out. Y'all really believe that Cornelius went to Atlanta and he didn't make contact with somebody? But somebody came in here and said that Juke set him up in a hotel in Atlanta. If Juke had set him up in a hotel in Atlanta, he would have said that, wouldn't he? He ain't had no money. Somebody set him up in a hotel in Atlanta. I don't think Juke gave him no money to go. Juke probably reached out to the person in Atlanta and told them to set them up in a hotel. Who was it? I think the police probably know who it was. I think they've been knowing. Cornelius knew. He just, he just was directed probably not to say anything about it at that point. Okay. Who do I think off Juke? I don't know. Juke was out in the street quite a bit, so it could have been anybody. I was told early on that the people came from Houston. I don't know though. They had him set up to be found at an abandoned mall, Houston style. Who you talking about? Nothing, nothing. I don't know who off Juke. I don't know. But you know, for I don't know. I've always felt like that law enforcement knows. I think they have a really good idea of where it came from. I think now it's just proving it without a shadow of a doubt. It seems to me they have been protecting witnesses. Nobody knows who the witnesses are. There, nobody knows where Cornelius is either. I mean, because Cornelius is one of those people that even if you was to find him in the system, he's in a I forget what they call it, like a mock name. He's got a I can't think of what they call it right now, which means if you see him showing up as being in a facility, he's more than likely not there. He's more than likely not even at that facility. But he's probably more than likely up under an assumed name. Um, so Cornelius know more than what people think that he knew. Magname says he think that Juke's case is going to stay ice cold. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. They were saying that Trump was doing a lot of layoffs with the federal government. I don't think he's gonna mess with anything as it relates to prosecutions and um law enforcement because I think he loves them. As a matter of fact, they're hiring a shitload of federal prosecutors to prosecute a lot of you know, um, these cases are sometimes weird. They'll be cold, and then yeah, they'll be cold. I don't really think Juke's case is cold. I just think that I just think that there's probably so many moving parts as it relates to Juke's case that it's not cold. It's just quiet. Them had to be old head gangsters who did that. Yeah. I definitely believe that they were old head hitmen and they went right back to Houston. They had nerves of steel. Okay. Now I think I did tell you all this that my friend, one of my friends slipped up and told me And I don't think he slipped up and it was just he kind of just said, I told y'all this about a year ago, right? Yeah. That the guys that walked into the church, I have to be careful about what I say. I have to think about it 100 times. I have to think about it before I say it. I know it be making people mad. She don't be know what she talking about. They be so mad because they have their recorders and they pen and shit out. They be mad when I'm hesitant. Hurry up and put it out so I can go and try to put it out my way. Bitch, you don't know none, hoe, until I say it. James says one of my friends lost their child who was a victim of a crime. They were deleted a few days before they were supposed to testify. Oh, wow. I think I already said this, that good morning, Mr. Parker. I think I had already said this, that he had said that the guys that walked into the church were not the ones that shot him. You have to think about it. If they know that, then they know they came from Houston. And know they came from Houston. They know, or at least at that point, believed that the people, because the conversation went like this. I was like, the guys that walked in there did that. They was bold. He said, nah, that's that's I don't think that's what happened. He said the guys that walked in there to make sure he was in there, and he's top. He's up top at the police department. Okay, so, and he never really says nothing, but he did say that. He said the guys that walked in there to see if he was in there. And then they walked out and told the people that did it that he was in there. And they got paid, for doing something like that. So I don't know if his case is cold. I just think it's so many moving parts. He said nothing else to me about it. And I don't ask him nothing about it. Hold on, y'all. Hit the like button for me, okay? Y'all hold on. Y'all hit the like button. I can't believe it's still dark out there. Yeah, whoever did it, they was definitely I don't know. I think they know quite a bit of what happened, because they, I don't know, y'all. They now they yeah. Yeah, y'all have to think about now. His security was out there with him, right? He has, so that guy was hit, so he saw exactly what happened. That guy saw exactly what happened, because now supposedly now they called his name or something, right? I don't know. I mean, how the police know all this? They called his name. They said, "Hey, Juke," or something, So I don't know. That's what I was told. No, the guy that was with him didn't pass away. His security, he didn't pass away. So his security knows everything that happened. Now, whether he told what happened or not, I don't know. That's one person that they keep, they don't talk, and they shouldn't, because he is a victim. Yeah, he didn't die. He is a victim. He was shot. Maybe he said he didn't see nothing. I don't know. Maybe he didn't see nothing. That's just one person that I've never heard anything about. So other than his security was hit, or whoever they say he was in security, I don't know. But I mean, whoever, it's weird. There were cameras out there. I mean, there was some cameras and stuff out there. So because like I said, one of my friends at the PD said that whoever these people was, said, "Hey, Juke," and that's when they pulled out his weapon. And that's when he started trying to run or something. I don't know. I don't like talking about that. I don't really like getting into details of stuff like that, because I just don't. But I don't know, because it gives me chills. That's why I never get into details of stuff. I don't like talking about the details of them killing young Dolphy. I've never heard me talk about it. I never will. Stuff like that is just really eerie to me. I just don't think it's a good thing when you possibly had their family members and stuff looking at these vlogs. I know some people don't care, but I do. I do. Heavenly says, what about the two ladies, y'all, that got shot in Covington, Darnisha and Anita? There's so much stuff tied. Well, Miss Anita's son said, I remember Miss Anita's son was on Sko's channel. Miss Anita's son was on Sko's channel a long time ago. And I remember tuning in for a little while, and I heard him. I heard Sko say to him, he said, they're saying that your mama's case and Young Dolph's case had something to do with each other. And he was like, that's not true though, is it? Those are two separate cases, or something he said to that caliber. And the boy, I was looking right at the boy when he said, yeah, they do have something to do with each other. So he admitted that. And I said to myself then, I was like, Lord, I wish he had not said that, because I said, God, I wish he had not said that, because now he could become a target. Sometimes it's just good not to say what you know. Okay. It's just good to act like you don't know until it's time for it to come out. Okay. Or let the main medias put it out first. Magname Mace says, you like keeping it respectful and professional, Miss T. Thank you, Magname Mace. I do. That's how I know that, straight dropping them was looking at Young Dolph's body as they was pouring those bullets into his body. They was looking at how his body was reacting. I don't think Cornelius said anything, but I do believe that straight drop told them how Young Dolph's body was reacting as he was leaving us. And I think that Black Youngster has tried to imitate that several times. And I'm not the only person that recognizes that Black Youngster made himself a target with the police. And he made himself a target. He pretty much told on himself, and everybody else probably told on him too. They knew. Emma Crawford says, if we ain't losing our peeps, losing our young people going to jail, or they losing their lives, yeah, it's sad. So I'll tell you. Anyways, though, what was I going to say? I hate getting into stuff like that. It's certain things I don't like to talk about because it creeps. I mean, I'm not scared to talk about it. I just don't like to be the first one to talk about it. Like, I'll start elaborating on it when, it hit the media. I was looking at a vlogger, a male vlogger. I almost can't stand him. I really want him to stay out of. I really wish he'd stay out of my algorithm. He been in my algorithm quite a bit, and he sits up on his panel and he have all this conviction, as if he really knows something. And then he'll talk about he gonna put something else out later on, and he be saying what I say verbatim. And bitch, you can't put it out until I tell you. That's why you say you're gonna put it out later. Okay. And so it's a lot of stuff I'm not gonna put out. So I guess he gonna just have his subscribers on hold. I'm putting in my members. But he'll be in there too, because he got some people that work with him. My damn nerves. Emma says, if we ain't losing our young people. Anyways, y'all hit the like button. Oh. A lot of these folks on here just straight up, as my dad used to say, 2 for a penny. They go 2 for a penny, which means they ain't shit at all. I can't stand no 2 for a penny Negroes. There was so many deaths tied with this dog's case. Yeah, it was. And I'm gonna tell y'all why it was so many. I'm gonna tell y'all why it was so many tied with this young dog's case. Because the people that was involved was stupid. They were so stupid. They were so stupid. They thought that they could kill off everybody. Not only did they start trying to kill the people, they started getting vloggers to give them information on other vloggers so that they could try and kill them. And y'all, I can't make this stuff up. I was told quite a while ago some of these vloggers are going to jail. And they are going. They are. Because they was doing anything for some money. You happen to try and facilitate a murder. Anyways. Yeah, it is sad. It's really sad, I got totally discombobulated when I was trying to talk about Cornelius and somebody brought Jook up. I get discombobulated when I talk about Jook because I think that's that's you know, I think that I don't know what to think about that. I don't know what to think. Y'all just get ready to storm. Child. Y'all mean to tell me I got to be out in the storm today? Y'all see how hard the trees is blowing? Hold on, y'all. Let me see something. Y'all hit the like button. His pics on the ground wet up was all over the internet too. Yeah, they was wrong for that. I didn't like that. I didn't like how they did that. You know, regardless of how we felt about what Juke did, you know, it's just some things you don't do. And people was passing, you know, showing his picture, putting up his picture and stuff, and you know, he has a mother, he has children that are innocent, he has a family. So I didn't agree with that one bit. I just didn't like that. It's just some things you just don't do. um I I don't like what Juke did, you know, but I, at the same time, I don't think I'm the only person that believes that he was just loyal to a fault. Sometimes people are loyal to a degree, and some people are loyal to a fault. He was loyal to a fault, and he was told to get some hitters together, and he did that. Okay. He wanted it too, but I think somebody else wanted it more than him. What would Juke have gained? What did Juke stand to gain by Young Dolph dying? Now they did say he took over. Somebody was saying that, you know, he bragged about, and who knows if the hey Diane, we got to get together so we can finish our project. We got to get together so we can finish our project, Diane. We'll get together not this weekend, but the next weekend. Not this coming weekend because I got something going on this coming weekend, but the next weekend so we can finish our project. I was looking at my computer last night and I was like, we got to finish our project. I don't know what I was saying. I forgot. Nothing says I lean towards the thinking that money that they took out of Teasy crib led to both them and Juke demise. That too. Because remember now, after that happened, Teasy was bragging about he was all in New York. Um, Teasy had started rubbing elbows and stuff at some point with people that was all in New York. You know, he was all up in New York doing business deals, remember? And then after that happened, they went in there and got their money, that was over with. Lord have mercy. Um, um, Magname, Mr. Parker said, "What I got going on this weekend, TT? I'm barbecuing, and we're having a family reunion." Magname says, "Say so P, 2 of his hitters already deleted. So they took out the other one? So we already know that. So Say so P, they took out the other boy." Oh my God. Oh my God. Magname, where you hear about this at? That they got the second one. I think they know who all of them is. I think one of them is in. Yeah. Mm, 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 mm. Who do I think sent them for Say So P? Um, I think I don't think it was on no beef and stuff. I don't. I think somebody said Say So P up. Now these dudes will take you out because they're jealous, but them dudes right there, especially being how they just been dying like that, um, their boss killing them so that they can't tell nothing. But you heard it here first. I think they've been had one of them in their jail. Okay, they just haven't released his name, but he probably need to stay in the jail since they killing everybody. G. Finley says Sauce Walker did an interview with Wicked and basically admitted he had something to do with it. Oh, so Sauce Walker said he had something to do with Say So P? So Sauce Walker is saying that he had something to do with what happened to Say So P? Oh my God. I think the hitters getting gone because the people that hired them is getting them gone. That's why they getting gone. They trying to get to their payments and they getting knocked down. They doing the same thing to them that they was intending to do with Cornelius. When Cornelius said that he sent his girlfriend up there to that car to get that money, Cornelius says that the girl said they had on a mask they were shot. They were supposed to leave him. They were supposed to hit him in the face and leave him right there in the street dead. Knowing Cornelius, see what they don't understand is when people be on drugs and stuff, when you hit them in the face, they don't die. Them drugs give them another. Them drugs oftentimes give them 9 lives. You can shoot them 10 times and they gonna jump right back up and go to the crack house. Okay, bleeding. It look like something out of a horror movie. They don't even know they've been hit. Okay, so Saul said he learned from Jay Prince and he got money to play like bag. That's what Moneybag said, that he got money to play. All the folks I don't know how. And they say he won't pay him. Yeah, they be real like zombies. They thought they was gonna kill Cornelius Paul. Well, not Paul Cornelius, because Cornelius ran up there and he just started taking out dog. Like that was just evil. But I mean, they thought he wasn't gonna die. Cornelius was too geeked up and all. He knew not to go around there after they didn't put that money in their mailbox the first time. When they didn't put that money in their mailbox, he had an inkling that they might have wanted to take him out. He wasn't stupid. He had been out in the street. Cornelius is more dangerous than Straight Drop because he's quieter than Straight Drop. I told y'all this a long time ago. I said, y'all, why out of all the people in Orange Mound, why would they choose Cornelius? Why would they? Because if you want to take somebody out, you see, they're not gonna just randomly pick somebody and ask somebody, just anybody, to do something that's serious. They don't know if they're gonna go tell it. It's got to be somebody that they know is already in their lifestyle. Cornelius had already been robbing folks and burglarizing stuff. A person that could burglarize somebody's house and rob somebody, that's a person that'll do anything. You can't trust people that rob folks. They'll do anything. They want to get paid, and I believe that their unaliving was already planned to happen the way it did before they even did the job. I agree, Jacqueline. I agree. I said these young boys gonna learn that this stuff they be wanting this quick money. It ain't working out for them. Because I think the government is dedicated to taking down these record labels. After a while, you're gonna start seeing new record labels form, or but I hate all this murder that's going on, but I'm glad that a lot of these record labels are being torn down. Once they take them down, maybe you'll start to see other young men who genuinely have business minds, and other talented young artists, and some of these young artists that are genuinely talented, that don't want to sell their souls. They'll be able to get into the business and really what's the word that I'm looking for? They'll be able to get into the business and they'll be able to sell their art without selling their souls. and having to, and this insurance stuff, it's something need to go on with that. I think they need to stop these record labels from putting all of this insurance on these artists. I think that'll stop a lot of these murders. Hey, Justice for Dog. He said, hey, Tamara, it is really frustrating. I am trying to let the laws what's going on, but they are not taking anything serious. Even what happened to Juke, and who is connection to ATL. Oh, wow. And they won't take it. Justice for Dog, did you go through the FBI website? They get, listen, when you go, anything that you file on the FBI website, even if they don't say nothing, they have to look into it. They're just not going to say nothing. They have to look into it. I'm going to tell you how I know. There was this vlogger, y'all, that had sent some people out and lied on me, y'all. Hear my right hand to the Lord. Y'all don't hear me talk about it much. They lied on me. So the investigator, they filed a report, just doing a bunch of crazy stuff. That's how I know a lot of these. I really should have filed more charges on. I really should have filed charges on every one of them, because I could have. So they went to the FBI website and filed some fake reports on me, y'all. Just a bunch of bullshit, right? Y'all, Onan had them doing it. Okay. And so, because remember now, we got word that one of the people that used to be in his camp has started reaching out to me. As a matter of fact, it was more than one. And the person told me he used to be very close to him. He was like, I just want to give you the heads up. I know you probably already know. I said, yeah, I know. And he said, well, what happens is, he said that, he get the women to do the crazy stuff. That's how he said it verbatim. He said, I told him, dog, I ain't going to be, filing, doing all that crazy stuff. And he said, don't worry about it, dog. We get the women to do the crazy stuff. That's why I know them damn women a bunch of damn fools. He had a woman come all up to my studio and everything, flat-foot stalked me. Okay. Anyways. And then they was looking right at him when the girl ended up getting some stalking charges and going to jail. They was looking at him. The investigator called me and said, now what he did was, he said, we was looking at it. We was recording him when he said, this is how y'all fill out an FBI report. We don't lose. Them FBI reports started going, y'all, I hear my right. Listen, it's just a lot of shit I don't say. So anyways, he told them, this is how y'all fill out an FBI report, because we don't lose. And them women started sending them FBI reports up in there. If I had decided, what I should have did was I should have countered it. But anyways, but when you sing, you have a life of your own. So anyways, what ended up happening was, the investigator that's on my case, they filed an FBI report on him, y'all. Y'all hear what I said? So the investigator says that they filed an FBI report on me too, because I'm on your case. I said, what happened? He said, well, the federal agents came over here. Well, I'm not going to talk about that. But anyways, they ended up, they found a bunch of crazy bullshit. Now they got some of my information. They doing all types of federal shit. When I tell y'all, some of these vloggers is going to jail, and some of them that ain't even vloggers, that The people that work behind the scenes with them are the ones that's got these government jobs. They're gonna lose them. And so anyways, it was unfounded. That shit was unfounded. You can't do, yeah, y'all, I don't even like talking about it. So the investigator, I said, so what happened though? He said, well, one of the federal agents said that the MPD was working with you to take down people because you had worked here. And he said, so he said, so anyway, so I'm telling y'all, this is how I know they have to look into the shit, right? He said, so what we did was we was showing the federal agents the emails and stuff that we subpoenaed from Google of where you was being harassed. And so that's how I know that when they filed these fake reports, because one of the agents, he said, got so mad it was ridiculous. While they thought they was hurting me, they really, if I had that type of time, I could have really went after them. He wasn't gonna do nothing. He was sending them out. You can't file fake FBI reports. And they found out about it. That's one of the reasons why when you file those reports, they ask you when you get ready to submit the report, is this information correct to the best of your knowledge? When you know damn well you lying because somebody just got you filing them, that stuff is on file. And they will go back and use it against you. Okay. But that was just too much, y'all. I said, Lord Jesus. Y'all, it's so much stuff that has gone on here. I'm gonna have to get off. I'm getting ready to get in the shower in about 15 minutes. But because I gotta go. I'm so glad it's starting to light up because I gotta be out in the field today. But let me just tell y'all this. It's so much stuff that has gone on here. I don't say anything because I know that there is a God. Okay. And not only does God watch, God sends his people to watch. It's a lot of identity thefts that go on here. Okay. It's a lot of stuff that goes on. And I just thank God that I'm not the only person that see it. People, that can do something about it has tapped into it also. Been tapped into it. It's a lot of crimes that go on here. And I think it has a lot to do with jealousy too. These folks will hire a hacker to start messing with your numbers. They can't help it. It's that jealousy. It's that jealousy. They will hire a hacker to start messing with your numbers. I don't think they could stop doing it. Somebody gonna stop them. Especially, once everything comes together, they're stealing these folks' identities. These old folks in all in New York got IDs and these folks' names and shit, credit cards and all of that. So once all of that come together, they ain't gonna be able to hire no hackers because they asses is gonna be in jail. Okay. But I don't think they could stop it if they wanted to at this point. See, I can deal with it because YouTube don't make no money. And I know I look at the bigger picture. I know it's something bigger coming together. So I guess you just have to make the enemy think that they winning. You just have to make them think they winning. After all this shit is over, I'm gonna get rid of StreamYard. Okay. Right now, StreamYard, I'm gonna just go ahead and keep it for right now. Okay. I know they know how to hack into StreamYard. And StreamYard is gonna be looking at a lawsuit, okay, because of all of the pain that these people have caused me. Don't think I haven't written to StreamYard. Trust me, I send a complaint in talking about how these folks hack with videos and everything of what they do to the numbers many of times. Okay, it's probably over 200-300 complaints that I've sent in. StreamYard is going to compensate me, but right now it serves a purpose. Okay, and then after I'm gonna get rid of StreamYard. Okay, you have to make the enemy think that they won. All that jealousy, bitch, I'm still the best. It be some of these women that be older than Methuselah. They just can't help it. Now they put everything on there. They, they want, and he was doing a whole lot of shit, but he wasn't doing everything. A lot of the stuff that Onan knew, a lot of these vloggers that was already doing it taught it to him, and then they fell out with each other. And now that he's in jail, a lot of the stuff that they accused him of, they still doing it because they can't help it. So it was not him doing it all the time. As far as messing with numbers and shit, it was the same people that was doing it before he got on here. And they come from down there in Dallas and Houston, okay? But mostly in Dallas, Texas. I wouldn't want to be committing the crimes that these folks committing. Knowing Texas laws is just as bad as Arkansas. That's why they right there together. Some of them have migrated from out of Dallas. They're in other cities too. Trust me. These women ain't gonna want to lose their jobs. They're gonna tell. Okay, they're gonna tell. Anyway, y'all, I gotta get ready because I gotta go. Not everybody out of Dallas, okay? I know they be getting mad, but I don't know why they haven't did anything. I think they've set, and I think enough, if but hey, ain't no when you watching people, I know what I've noticed is the longer that people are watched, it's probably because they got a whole lot of shit going on, that once you start watching them, you start seeing everything that they got going on, even more than what you could have ever thought. I can't understand why they did this on this YouTube though. It be a lot of the women out of Texas do it. Okay, they right involved with these men on doing a lot of this stuff. They can put them up to do anything, but I think it's just got a lot to do with jealousy, with wanting to fit in. The men vloggers don't. All they got is this. These women have jobs and stuff. So I can't understand why they would put themselves in these positions. I never understood it, but hey, we're different. We ain't the same. So everybody's thought process is different. I couldn't understand why that girl that was messing with me, and it was another vlogger, it was another Dallas vlogger that was even behind the girl that was messing with me. They were so messed up. They had gotten one girl. They tried to get one girl to do something to me. And then once she told me what was going on, they went and got another girl from out of Memphis. And that girl was so what's the word I'm looking for when a person is determined? Like, she had so much vitriol in her as it relates to me. It would have if I was a scary person, it would have been scary that a person who knows nothing about you, that you don't even know, can be tricked into believing some stuff that's not even true. They made this girl believe some stuff that was not even true, child. I ain't never in my whole life. I don't know nothing about no Gene Deal. This girl was hollering about me and her was both going with Gene Deal. I ain't never in my life even talked to Gene Deal. But you get to thinking about who is it, who does Gene Deal deal with now? Whose show does Gene Deal be on? Okay. The FBI agents know that. So I think when all of this stuff, I don't think, I think she had started dealing, and she was in Onan's camp, but she had been in another vlogger's camp also that was influencing her too. This girl came all over to my studio. They tried to send her to my house. And she was just on a mission. They had her doing some other stuff that I dare not say anything about at this point, because it's being looked into. And I didn't know this girl, had never done anything to her, knew nothing of what she was talking about, knew nobody that she knows. But it was funny because the girl that they had messing with me before her said that they was trying to trick her into believing that I had tried to get her fired off of her job, and that I was doing some things that I didn't even know this girl. I knew nothing about her job. I knew nothing about her. I didn't even know her real name. Okay. But it just so happened that she was intelligent enough to reach out to me when they started telling her, find out when she goes and get her toes done and then kill her. Now, she told me Onan told her to do that. So a lot of this stuff is deeper. Like the FBI got that. Let me tell you something. I found the police is still not. When I think, I go, dog, is that case closed? Just when I think it's closed, I'll get a call. I know you haven't heard from us. The case is not closed. We still looking into this. Just bear with us. We still looking into this. And it's been over a year. So what I do know is when they looking into something, they finding something. They never would have had the case open this long if it was nothing. It's deeper than what people know. That's why you don't hear me say a whole lot. And when y'all hear me express a lot of disdain for a lot of these damn vloggers, I got a reason to. You got that right, Justice for Doll. You know, I always ask people, and you ain't even got to be no darn investigator to know this. I said, dog, what have y'all looked at some of these vloggers? Why is it that they blame everybody? They blame Daw's mama, Daw's daddy, Daw's children, Daw's woman, young Daw's artist, but they never blame the people that was obviously involved. People don't see nothing wrong with that. Where did these people come from? And they blame everybody except for the people that had a history of trying to take this man out. Y'all don't see nothing wrong with that. Nothing clicked in nobody's brain because they love a good salacious lie. So if they would target me because they knew I wasn't going to break, I wasn't going to bend, and I had a connection with the police department. So if we could just get the women got involved because they was just hating. And they're going to see that hating and jumping on a bandwagon is going to leave them destitute. That ain't no threat. That's a promise. They're not going to be allowed to work at these government facilities when the feds get through with them, all because they got involved with these vloggers that came out the sewer because they hate women. Okay. So it's something wrong with that. The police knew, and I could say this, the police knew from the very start when young Dolph was first killed. And I was so naive, like I had not been vlogging on, I'd been on TV. I went on the vlogging world. Key Glock was a target. They wanted what they thought that they was gonna get away with killing young Dolph, and then they was gonna take out Key Glock. That ain't nothing that I believe. That's something I'm telling you, that was the truth. They got intel on that. Key Glock was supposed to be taken out immediately after. They wanted him gone because they feared his rise. It just didn't turn out as sweet as they thought it was. Everything blew up. It was wrong from the very start. Then the shit hit the fan and they realized that that's our ass. So then they went into trying to intimidate, kill witnesses, and intimidate vloggers that they knew had the truth. When I first started vlogging on this case, my friend that works for the police department said, T, don't vlog on that case right now. I said, why not? He says, you're going to get threats. I was neutral. I didn't blame nobody. They were so scared about people vlogging on the case. They did exactly what the police was waiting for. They sent me a threat and they traced it. And from my understanding, it came from JoJo Splats in them camp. Hear my right hand to the Lord on my daddy's grave. My friend called me and said, you vlogged on it. I said, I haven't said anything. He said, T, you got a threat. Have you looked at your comments? I didn't even really know how to look at the comments or no notifications here. I didn't even know how to turn on the monetization. I wasn't trying to get no money off YouTube. It was months I was vlogging and didn't even know how to turn on the monetization. And I had all the hours. My friend walked in my studio one day and said, have you been monetizing your stuff? I was like, what's that? He said, let me show you how to start getting your money and stuff. It was months. I knew nothing about it. My friend said, you got a threat. The person posted, you said too much. Yeah, you said too much. You better chill out, Mom, because your friends, them police officers, ain't going to be able to help you. They trace their asses. I said, oh, so they think they're going to threaten me. I'm really getting ready to turn up on them. Because, see, if they had wanted me to stop, they should have left me alone. I would have been gone. But you think you're going to make me do something, then that makes me push back up against you. You have vloggers from out of Dallas that's going to go to jail for identity thefts, and you know, it's a whole lot of stuff that it's at least two men from out of Dallas that terrorized the whole YouTube. They day coming. Them in the okay. Their day is coming. They weren't the only ones. Because people use them still to violate other vloggers. But anyways, I ain't mean to get into all this. I just wanted to talk about how deep this stuff go. So when y'all start seeing me saying I don't, it's I have vloggers, certain vloggers that I mess with. I really do. When they come into my chat, I mess with them. You know what I mean? I know people be talking about Cypress, but Cypress ain't never did nothing to me. He be talking shit. He be in my chat. He'll be in my chat. I like Double Tap. And there are some more vloggers that I really don't have no issues really with no vloggers other than the ones that have violated me, and I want my justice. I lay low, but I got to have my justice because I've never messed with any vlogger on here. And so you violate me, I lay low until I get my justice. Especially if you're doing criminal activity. And when the scoring board is even, we can move on until you strike again. Some of them, some of these folks, I could never. Some of them, the playing field just could never be even. Some of them, I just want to see in jail. Okay. Sometimes people can get away with something for so long they think ain't nothing happening. It's a vlogger being watched right now. They've been watching him for months. When I tell you he done violated all types of laws, it's just ridiculous. But you have to make the enemy think that he's winning. Okay. That's what my dad used to say. You got to make them think they winning. Okay. Anyways, you guys, I got to get ready to go. I got to get out of here. But hey, I appreciate you all for getting on. Listen, as it relates to the Young Dogs case, it's going to be interesting to see. Like I said, I don't know everything. I never proclaim to know everything as it relates to the Young Dogs case because it's just a lot of stuff that they don't even put out. That they hold close to them because it is an ongoing investigation. So we all kind of learn what is going on at the exact same time. We all learn everything at the exact same time, right? So I think we're all in the same boat. Child, just leave me alone. I don't know nothing. Okay? Because these folks are still dumb enough to believe that if somebody knows something, they are a threat. At this point, it ain't nothing as it relates to the Young Dogs case that the folks don't, that the police don't know. I can't understand why these people so damn dumb. I mean, these folks is just dumb. I would be trying to lay low. I wouldn't be trying to plot nothing. I wouldn't be. They just stupid. But hey, that's just how it go. Mm-hmm. Anyways, you guys, I want you guys to please like, share, and subscribe. I gotta run. If you would like to support the channel, you can support the channel via Cash App. Y'all have a good day. I love you guys. Talk to you later.